okay, I've got a few other things to do, but I wanted to record another update video because even if it's not great, I figure I appreciate it when YouTubers I watch keep up with things regularly. Even if it's not a long, in-depth video. So I thought I would do this. So what I've got going on is the RU solution. I'm applying that every day to my hairline and that little front section of my hair, which, as you can see, I still don't think I'm, you know, like I still got all these little dead, dying, fuzzy hairs near my hairline, and I think it keeps receding, especially more on this side. So, I don't know. I haven't been using RU too long at this point. We'll see what happens with it. I'm always really skeptical of progress with the stuff. You know what? I guess I'll just show. You can see the top of my head. I think I might be thinning in the crown, or I'm starting to, but I'm not sure. When I look at old pictures of my crayon when it's wet, sometimes it looks kind of thin in there anyways. I don't know if that's just the way my hair naturally is, or maybe it's because of my head shape or something. It's like it's easier to see the scalp in that section. But uh, either way, I've got daily dutasteride, same dosage as before, zero point 0.5 milligrams, and then Rogaine and tretinoin. I've got to get more consistent with both of those. Rogaine should go on twice a day. I'm at least getting it on once a day. And then tretinoin, I've just got to get more consistent with, applying it to this area so then I can see if that's making a big difference with the application of, on this side versus that side. And then I haven't been doing any derma rolling lately. And I can't think if there's any other thing that's relevant to mention in my routine right now. I guess as far as supplements, I am not taking. I stopped everything because I was having really bad knee pain. Now I do walk and I bike a lot, but it was pretty unbearable. I'm not sure if that's related to the weather or something else entirely, but I just dropped all the supplements and now I'm slowly adding some back. Uh, I want to make it clear I don't think that's going to have an effect on my hair. That isn't the reason I ever take any supplements. It's just something else I have going on, and I figure it's worth reporting on. So I haven't been taking any for the past week or so, and I'm slowly reintegrating one at a time. And then the main thing I wanted to talk about here was a dutasteride. I've had this. So I want to get a blood test to see if the dutasteride I'm taking is indeed doing anything. Because I have all these questions. I feel uh, like my hair loss is definitely, it's still going on. It hasn't halted, and it definitely hasn't reversed. But I have no way of knowing, like there's too many variables for me to really do anything right now. And I've kind of made a list of things I should do to basically eliminate as many variables as possible. And one of those is to see if the dutasteride I'm taking, which is generic, it's Epic Pharma LLC, to see if that's doing anything at all. Because I don't know if, for example, maybe it's just that dutasteride is working exactly as it should, but my hair loss is so aggressive that it can only slow it down. And if I weren't on meds, things would be a lot more progressed than they are. And maybe I'm actually getting really good results with the medication. I'm not going to totally drop off all medication to risk that and, you know, all the complications that would come with it. Um, so that's a possibility. There's also the possibility of maybe I'm just too sensitive to scalp DHT. Then there's the possibility that it's eliminating DHT just fine, but maybe those are being converted to androgens, and then those androgens are causing hair loss. And then the one that kind of worries me the most is there something else going on entirely that I'm not even aware of? Some inflammatory issue, seborrheic dermatitis, something else that is either what's mainly causing the hair loss or it's working in conjunction with the other things to make it worse. And maybe why I'm not seeing the kind of halting of the hair loss that I want to see is because I'm not, like, there's a whole other component to my hair loss that I'm not addressing. So it's probably hard to remember all those variables. I mean, I'm the one dealing with them, and it's even a bit hard for me to remember them. But basically, I want to start eliminating these because it's really stressful not to know if, are you even doing anything? Like, are the things you're doing even addressing your hair loss directly? So I think the first thing I'm going to do is get that blood test. And now I know people will say, well, if you didn't get a blood test before you started medication, which I didn't, then what's the point of it? Well, the point of it to me is I would think if dutasteride works strongly enough that if it's suppressing DHT like it's supposed to, like there should be a normal number of what that corresponds to what people who aren't on any medication, what their DHT looks like. Even if that is variable, it's probably going to be so different, and someone in the comment section could correct me if I'm wrong, but it's probably going to be so different from the number someone who's on DHT on dutasteride would have that there's going to be some kind of difference. So that's what I'm hoping to figure out there. And why I'm wondering about the whole generic versus name brand thing is, well, I'm a longtime listener to Joe Tillman. I don't always tune into him, but he was one of the original guys I listened to discuss hair loss, and he's a big believer in name brand over generic. His I'd say listen to what he has to say on it. I wouldn't say I don't want to put words in his mouth. He doesn't say all generics are bad. At least I haven't heard him say that. He prefers name brand because then if the medication's not working, with 100% certainty, I think this is what he said, that with 100% certainty that you're not responding to finasteride or dutasteride. And it's not that, well, you're not responding to the generic because something in that generic is wrong. I think that's what he said about it. And I've always kept that in mind. And amongst people, commentators in the hair loss space, it seems to be a 50-50. There seem to be people who are like generics exactly the same, and other people who are like, no, there's a definite difference, and you should get name brand whenever possible. So that's I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous video, but I was originally on Propecia years ago when I started my hair loss journey, and I feel like I don't want to. Like, this is my own anecdotal experience and based on my own observations, so this is not gospel truth, and this is not even like a perfect analysis. It could all be placebo effect. So take what I'm going to say with a grain of salt. I feel like when I was on Propecia, the name brand of finasteride, that I had like really halted my hair loss. Like I think I always had the little dying hairs at the front, no matter what I was doing, but like it wasn't nearly as bad as it is now, where it's like basically like a big cluster of them right around my hairline. And then there was this whole complication where not a single pharmacy in my area could get the name brand in, so I switched to generic. And I have my laptop here. I'm going to be doing some other recording, and it keeps the screen wants to turn off, so that's why I keep just touching that touchpad to make sure it stays on. But yeah, it's I went on finasteride, the generic brand, and I feel like ever since then, my hairline really started to suffer. And in March of 2022, I went on dutasteride, but I was only doing it twice a week, and that was generic dutasteride. And after doing that for a solid year, I switched to dutasteride daily, but it's still the same generic, and it's still the same dosage. It's just I'm taking it daily. So, I mean, that's another variable. Maybe generic dutasteride will work just fine for me if I'm taking 2.5 milligrams daily. I don't know. There's just too much in the air right now. And frankly, I don't have a good enough paying job that I could just like go to doctors and get consultations with all sorts of people online who will discuss this stuff or discuss if it's other inflammatory issues. So it's a slow process. Uh, I'm gonna see if I can get uh, I don't know what you call it, like an order for a lab test off Ultra Labs. I think that's where you can get it. I just tried going into Quest Diagnostics, like, hey, can I get my DHT tested? And the woman was like, you know, you need either your doctor or someone else to order it for you, and she recommended Ultra Labs. So I went on their website, and it looks like you can get a DHT test ordered there. Um, from what I seen, it looked like the price was $50, but I didn't go through the process yet, so uh, maybe that's going to amount to be more or less depending on other factors. That's where I am right now, though, and I don't know. I just keep thinking about how I shouldn't. I guess I shouldn't quote people in any way, like guys like Joe Tillman. I do like providing other people with information that might help them navigate the landscape better. But I don't know. I don't want to put words in people's mouth. I uh, I don't know. That's neither here nor there. Uh, Basically, I want to give you guys an update with where I am, and hopefully, by the time of the next update, I will at very least gotten the lab test done and hopefully have my lab results. And I would like to do more videos on this channel, but frankly, I'm just really busy right now. There is another YouTube channel I manage that I basically manage it like a business. It's nothing like this channel. It's a lot more professional. I am studying programming, and then I'm applying to get some kind of work from home job. Just so I don't burn through too many of my savings while I'm trying to get these other things working. So I'm really busy right now, and even with the hair loss stuff, it's I don't want to lose my hair, but I just can't afford to be thinking about it too much. I can't afford to be on trust lists too much, responding to things. I hate leaving people up in the air when they reply to my replies and they're like, well, I heard you were doing this. What the heck's going on with it? But I can't get back to all that stuff right now. So at very least, every 2 weeks, I'll be doing another update video. And if you find these useful in any way, feel free to comment and just subscribe, whatever, or just keep watching. I hope someone finds these useful.